Hello and welcome to the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival. My name is Emily DeSimone, and today I have with me writer and executive producer Bonnie Gross, director and co-producer Nancy Boyd, and cinematographer Ola Olabi of the feature film Lady Parts. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you today?
We are great. Lady
Great,
Parts
thanks for having
team
us.
is always having a good time.
Oh,
We're
great.
so
That's great
excited.
to hear. So please tell our live viewers a bit about your feature.
Yeah, Lady Parts is actually based on my true life story of getting what's called a vestibulectomy. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. We're going to teach you about it. But basically, I had to move home with my parents and get vaginal surgery where my vagina became a family affair and decided, let's make a movie about this and let's make it a comedy. So we're really, really excited to share this with audiences on a topic that feels taboo, feels stigmatized, but we can put it in a comedic light and really humanize it and show you a story that everyone can relate to.
I love that. Personally, I like to, laugh my way through life. So, in
Yes.
order to, share that with everyone, I think that is important. So, okay, I have your inspiration for the film. What was putting your life experience like into a film? Like, what was that whole process like?
It goes in ebbs and flows. It's like highs and lows of because you're like reliving a very traumatic experience, but it's also the most cathartic thing you could ever do. Because I think through every stage of this process, whether it be just the writing, the production, post, or these festivals, it's another like thing in my healing journey. And so writing this and watching, audience members react and feel like they feel seen in it or feel like they finally know maybe someone they could talk to about it and start a conversation, just that's all I've ever wanted after feeling so isolated in my own experience with these conditions. So I would say that this whole experience has just been like a big healing moment.
That's awesome. Nancy, Ola, how do the three of you know each other? And I would love to know what the process was like from both of your perspectives, being that you each had a different role to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I actually met Bonnie because one of our other producers, her name is Megan Griesbeck, she works with Bonnie, and I've known Megan since I was in kindergarten, and we are very, very, very close friends. So she knows that I also have a broken vagina like Bonnie in similar but different ways. And so when Bonnie was telling Megan about her story and said, I need a director for this, Megan said, I think I have your girl. And we met, and that's how it happened. And then I think it was similarly through work that Ola met Bonnie as well.
Yeah. Bonnie works at Light Iron in New York City, and I was getting another project colored at the time with this awesome colorist, Keith Jensen. And sorry if you can hear that.
No
That's New
worries.
York.
Good old New York, living outside of a train. Yeah, so Keith actually connected Bonnie and I, and we clicked pretty instantly.
So, how did you find the rest of your cast and crew to get on this whole project?
Um, Honestly, we just kind of put a bunch of our best friends together and a bunch of our best friends we hadn't met before together. And we honestly, like, people are always like, our crew is a family, but it truly is like that.
Yeah.
It's very, we're very scrappy. And because of that, it's a bunch of people who just believe in the story so much. And it's all these weird connections like through Instagram. I think our composer we met through Instagram, we met people through Facebook. There were people that like our cast, our lead actress Valentina Tomorrow, who is absolutely incredible. Like, she needs to be famous yesterday. She's just so good. I met her working on this weird like puppet movie in college, and then we ended up making a feature together and all that. And then some people, it was just kind of kismet that we met them through the casting call, and they were just so wonderful and warm and open to this crazy experience of this movie that we were making, that everyone who was supposed to be on the project ended up being on the project, is what I believe.
Yeah, I think for the composer one. She reached out to us on Instagram, Holly. She's incredible and lives in the UK. And then ironically, during the post-production process, I was connecting in a flight in London Heathrow, and we were like, oh, we should hang out and we should catch up. And she's like, I happen to be flying too. And then we looked up and we were both in the bathroom together, which is the most lady parts thing that could ever happen is being in the girls' bathroom together. But yeah, like I said, it was just felt like this kismet, like everyone kind of knew someone who brought someone in, and it was just wonderful.
And Ola, how about you?
For which part?
Oh, I just meant so like this process. What was the whole process like, for you, and like meeting everybody and getting everyone together?
Yeah, honestly, it was amazing. Like I said, when I met Bonnie, I think we clicked right away. So we just had such a great first meeting, and I read the script and I was like, of course I want to do this. I mean, I already loved the message behind it, and to go through it with a team that I knew was super passionate meant a lot to me, because we all put our all into working on something like this. So it was nice that when I met Nancy as well, we shared the same energy, and we had sort of like a shorter window to get things prepared, but me and Nancy just went all in right away. So it was nice to just like be with somebody who could match your energy, and I think that really set us up for success.
So obviously you ladies are very well, integrated into the film world. You have a lot of experience in the film world. I would love to hear a bit about what each of you, have done. How long have you been in this and whatnot? Like, tell us a bit about you.
I kind of was born into it because my parents teach film at this small university in Michigan. So I kind of grew up around it. Like when I was 6, they would be like, okay, here's a camera. Like you have to come with us to film graduation. And you're not just going to sit there. You're going to be put to work. And so I learned about, composition and different things of like, telling a story through the camera. They would tell me what kinds of things they were looking for and finding, like emotional moments and things like that. And then when I was in high school, I was like, well, I'm not going to go into film. That's just that like thing that my parents do. It's not that cool. And then I was in college and I was like, oh, wait, this is the thing that I love. And it makes sense. So I'm going to do it. So that's how it started for me.
I was gonna say I've been doing this now for like 10 plus years. I was, the nice little anchor on my homeroom news, and I kind of fell in love with it ever since. And I used to make PSAs and stuff in high school, and that's where I really fell in love with it. And when I went to college, they were like, you can like write a script and make all these crazy creative, and I was like, you can do that? That's a thing and I was like mind blown. And ever since then I've been in love with screenwriting. I even went back to school at UCLA for the professional program for comedy writing, which is actually where I ironically started Lady Parts. But yeah, and then I have a daytime job where I work in post-production facilities currently right now at Light Iron, but I've been doing that for about 8+ years. So I've been working a full-time job while this has been going on. And also I've worked at It's a Southern Thing, where I did like sketch comedy, writing and producing and editing. I've done 2 shorts. And so this was my first feature. And I just can't wait to like keep going, because it's just been such a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Well, congratulations on your first feature being accepted
into
a festival. Ola, how about you? I understand you are the cinematographer. I would love to know a bit more about your background.
Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't have anyone in my life who did film growing up, and my family wasn't really big on movies, so I kind of fell into it later. I took a TV production class in high school, and when it came time to think about what you were doing for college, I realized that was my favorite class, and it was the only thing I liked doing every day. So I figured, let me try film. So I didn't necessarily know what I was getting into. I just know that I like storytelling. So it was through college, meeting people who actually worked in the industry and getting introduced to some awesome professionals who mentored me along the way got me to where I am now. I started off doing some more like reality food competition kind of things, and I started off as a technician, as a camera assistant, camera operator, and then I moved into more commercial and narrative work, and that's kind of where I found a place for myself. You know, I was really happy being on narrative sets, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do.
Awesome. So for each of you, you know, with your background and whatnot, what would you say was, you know, your favorite part of this particular project, and was there a challenging part of this particular project for you?
I think that just in general, making a movie is one of the hardest things that you can do. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that it gets made is amazing. Anyone who can make a feature, like, you have done the impossible. So it's just incredible every time we do this, because every day is filled with so many challenges. The biggest one being time. You never have enough time to shoot everything the way that you want it to. And obviously budget is a part of that, and we're a very like low budget film, and I think because of that, because of those challenges, it brought us a lot of opportunities. For instance, Ola, I remember there was one day where we had like 8 different shots planned for this scene, and we're like, oh, it's going to be really good, it's going to be like high energy and fast paced, and you know, we're going to have, it's very emotional. And then our actor comes up to us and he's like, so I have to leave in 20 minutes. And we haven't even shot anything yet. We're like, oh, cool. Awesome.
Cool.
Great. And so Ola and I just kind of get together and we come up with this like oneer shot. And we're like, okay, we have, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes to shoot this. We've planned it. Let's rehearse it. And it's just like we do it all in one shot. And Ola like planned it to be very visually interesting. And it ended up, we watch it and we're like, oh, this is what the scene was supposed to be. Like, this is perfect. This is exactly what it is. So there are always challenges, but I think that coming up above those challenges is one of my favorite things that we get to do together.
Yeah. Like going off that, obviously the budget was, for me as mainly in the producing world, like I basically self-funded this. I took my entire life savings from working since I was like 16 and just was like, this is what I want to do with it. Which brings a lot of challenges, because if you don't know, making a film is very expensive. And I'm really fortunate to have the team that we had behind this, because everybody was wearing multiple hats, including myself. And everybody kind of was in that mentality of like, we want to creatively solve problems. We want to make this the best it can be, even with all the budgetary concerns, all the time constraints and everything. And I think that was what kind of gave us our beauty in a way, was like the constraints, because it made us think really creatively. It made us sit down and make choices. And I actually think it makes it even better sometimes. But there were definitely a lot of days where I was also, like I said, I was working full time, my like regular post-production job, while being like an on-set producer. So like I was driving the U-Haul truck of equipment every day. I was ordering our meals, like making a random business call, like whatever it was just a crazy month-long no sleep craziness, but I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Do you ladies have any future plans for this feature?
We want everyone in the world to see it. That's the plan.
Yeah. Currently, we're still doing the festival circuit, as you can see. But yeah, the plan, I mean, this movie wasn't made to sit on a shelf. It was made to be seen. And that's the point of it. So whatever we got to do to make sure that that happens.
Yeah. I mean, we think that it's a really important message, and we think that a lot of young people honestly could benefit from knowing about this. Like Bonnie and I started noticing differences in our bodies and challenges at like 13.
Yeah.
And if we knew that we were not the only people who felt like that, and that there were things that we could do someday to help us, I think that it would have made growing up a lot easier for us. And so we want this story to be available to people so that they don't feel so alone and they feel like there's help.
Well, ladies, I feel like I could talk to you for an hour, but unfortunately I only have the 15 minutes. So it has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yes.
you guys, you can see the feature film Lady Parts at the Asbury on Saturday, March 29th at 6:15 p.m. Again, you guys have been really great today, Nancy, Bonnie, and Ola. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Will I be seeing you at the film festival?
Yes.
I'll
So
be there.
actually, I wanted to say too, we're going to have friendship bracelets for
Wow.
festival trading out at some of the major venues. There's going to be menstruation stations of free period products at some of the venues. So please be on the lookout and come say hi to us. We would love, love, love to meet you.
That sounds great. Well, ladies, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.